Have you ever truly considered the invisible force that keeps your feet on the ground, your coffee in its cup, and the very planet beneath you from flying apart? Gravity is arguably the most crucial force in the entire universe. Without it, everything we know, everything stable, would simply cease. But what if it just stopped? Not forever, not even for a minute, but for a mere terrifying 5 seconds. The answer, far from a whimsical thought experiment, delves into absolute cosmic horror. Most might picture a few seconds of weightlessness, perhaps some floating objects, a bit of fun. But that couldn't be further from the truth. If gravity vanished for even the blink of an eye, Earth and everything on it would undergo a catastrophic, irreversible transformation. Our planet wouldn't just suffer a minor inconvenience, it would literally begin to explode, tearing itself apart. Gravity isn't just about things falling down, it's the glue of the cosmos. It holds the atmosphere, creating breathable air. It keeps oceans contained and Earth's core bound together. It dictates orbits. Remove that force even for a moment, and the universe doesn't gently pause. It violently unbinds. For 5 seconds, the very fabric of our reality would unravel, leading to a chain reaction of destruction so profound, it's almost beyond human comprehension. Let's delve into this horrifying timeline, second by terrifying second. The very instant gravity ceases, the world would be plunged into immediate, disorienting chaos. Every object not physically bolted down or held would instantly lose weight and drift upwards. Pens, papers, your phone, food, all would become weightless, gently lifting off surfaces. People would float aimlessly, bumping into ceilings and walls, disoriented and confused. Water in a glass would form spherical blobs, detaching and drifting away. Outside, the scene would be even more surreal. Cars no longer bound to the road would begin to float like balloons. Loose infrastructure, from roof tiles to plastic bags, would ascend into the sky. It would be a moment of bizarre universal levitation, but confusion would quickly turn to panic. This isn't just brief zero-G. It's the beginning of the end, and you are literally floating away from everything you've ever known. As humanity grapples with weightlessness, the second tick would usher in a far more dire consequence. The atmosphere begins its frantic escape. Our atmosphere, a vital blanket of gases, is held around the Earth solely by gravity. Without it, the immense pressure that keeps our air dense and breathable at sea level would vanish. The atmosphere would instantly expand outwards into the vacuum of space, like an uncorked champagne bottle on a cosmic scale. The air around us would thin rapidly, leading to a sudden, extreme drop in pressure. This isn't just about struggling to breathe, it's about the air becoming too diffuse to sustain life. In mere moments, sounds would dissipate. The sky would transform from blue to an inky, star-studded black, even in daylight. Temperatures would plummet to unfathomable lows. Any exposed liquid on your body would boil away almost instantaneously due to the extreme low pressure. This is the beginning of an unbreathable, utterly inhospitable environment. Simultaneously, as the air departs, the Earth's vast oceans would unleash their fury. Every body of water, oceans, seas, lakes, no longer held by gravity. They wouldn't just gently float upwards. The sheer volume and latent energy within these colossal bodies, combined with the extreme pressure drop, would cause them to erupt. Massive columns of water would rise from the Earth's surface, accelerating upwards into the void, boiling and freezing simultaneously as they encounter the near vacuum and extreme cold of space. These colossal water masses would tear apart coastlines as they detached. As billions of tons of water vacate the planet's surface, the immense pressure exerted on the Earth's crust would suddenly be relieved. This massive reduction in external pressure could trigger widespread seismic activity. Major fault lines could rupture, leading to catastrophic earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on a scale never before witnessed. By the fourth second, the devastation escalates to the very core of our planet. Earth itself is a complex, layered structure, constantly under immense internal pressures and held together by its own gravitational pull. Without that binding force, the stresses from its rapid rotation and the sheer outward force of its molten core would begin to tear the planet apart. Imagine a spinning top suddenly losing its structural integrity. Massive chunks of the Earth's crust, no longer gravitationally bound, would begin to fracture and detach. Fault lines would widen into chasms and magma from the mantle would surge upwards, creating unprecedented volcanic eruptions. The very integrity of the planet would be compromised, transforming it into a rapidly fragmenting, expanding mess of rock, molten material, and residual escaping gases. The ground beneath our feet would become an unstable, disintegrating nightmare. As the Earth itself fragments, the fifth second marks the unbinding of our celestial companion. The Moon, which has orbited Earth for billions of years, is held captive by our planet's gravitational well. Its enormous orbital velocity, combined with the sudden absence of Earth's gravitational pull, would instantly send it hurtling off into interstellar space. It wouldn't just drift, it would continue its trajectory, free from its parent planet, becoming a rogue body in the solar system, possibly forever. This signifies a complete breakdown not just of Earth, but of its immediate cosmic neighborhood. The dance between celestial bodies, choreographed by gravity, would cease. The Moon's departure would be a final, poignant testament to the absolute power of this fundamental force and the irreversible consequences of its brief absence. Then, as suddenly as it vanished, gravity snaps back into existence. This perhaps is the most terrifying moment. Everything that floated, expanded, fractured, and accelerated away for those 5 brief seconds now slams back into the Earth with unimaginable force. The returning gravity would act like a cosmic hammer, accelerating every displaced object back towards the planet's gravitational center. The atmosphere, which had billowed outwards, would violently recollapse, creating supersonic shockwaves and immense heat, incinerating anything in its path. The colossal water masses would come crashing down as titanic tsunamis, potentially vaporizing on impact due to extreme kinetic energy or forming apocalyptic floods. But the real horror comes from the solid matter. Chunks of Earth's fractured crust, buildings, cars, every human body, and all debris would now be pulled back down. These objects would re-enter the newly forming, fragmented Earth at velocities comparable to meteorites. The surface of our planet would be bombarded by its own shattered remains, turning the entire globe into an inferno of impact craters, molten rock, and vaporized matter. Earth would no longer be a habitable world, but a fractured, glowing, scarred husk, its life extinguished. This thought experiment, while terrifying, underscores the profound and often